Hey everyone, and welcome back to Gearbox. Continuing work where I left off on the transport truck. In the last episode, I swapped over the rear suspension to a walking beam suspension, and it took longer than I wanted it to. And now I am adjusting the chassis so that I can put suspension on the cab and lower the gearbox. I need to do that really quick. And then I believe, yeah, that is fine. Alright, so I now need to put in this bar here that goes directly under this one, right there, like so. And then I don't want to lock that quite yet because I want to be able to adjust some things. I'm not sure if I can get the clutches to all fit in this design or not. I might have to do some kind of slip yoke thingy on the drive shaft. I am gonna have to move that. Okay, so I can now attach gearbox, which goes on the side of that frame rail, one back. Where did I put this one, I think? So that will go there. Really? Hold on. Oh, I think I narrowed the part that's on the gearbox itself. So that goes there. Yep, okay. And then I need to narrow this by one block on both sides and drop it down. Like so. That goes... where does that go? On the top. Okay, and now I need to make the supports for the stuff on the front, which shouldn't be hard. We go in and grab this beam. I could take the hood and cab off, but that's a bit more work that I don't really want to do at the moment. Alright, so that beam goes on either side to support the main drive shaft there, I think. How did I... okay, I put a beam going up. I wasn't quite sure how I did this part. So that goes up like that, and we need to make sure it doesn't attach to the cab, and then it welds on, or locks onto there. So there's the support for that, with enough room for the gears. And then there's another bar that comes down. Oh, this just comes off the front of the gearbox itself, okay. Like so, which means I need to extend this by one block. There we go. Okay. This on this side as well. And there we go. There is something else missing. Oh, right, the arms that come down for the suspension. That should still just fit in right there. And bring it up by one. No. What? I am kind of confused. That should attach the very bottom of that one. What did I do wrong? that one comes up to the front of the chassis. And then there's that one. Okay. Let's put on this one and see where it goes. Interesting. What is different? Should be right up against that. Which it is. But the upper... I am so confused. Why is it in a different position? Kind of bear with me while I try and figure this out. Because something isn't right. This is right up against... Oh. Maybe. Hold on. No? That does go right up against the cab. That goes on the inside of that frame rail right at the end of it. Which it does. That matches with the length of this. So that is correct. So what is up with the hole? I'm really confused at the moment. Oh, hold on. Maybe? No? What? This should be back one. This should all be... Oh, right! Okay. I forgot that I moved the entire axle back. The front wheel is too close to the front bumper. So I moved the entire axle back and changed all of the bodywork and stuff. So I'm gonna leave that out. And then I'll just off camera change this version into the shorter version. But just bear in mind that just bear in mind that the axle should be shifted back one block, and then the fender opened up by one block, just this pushed back as well. But for now, I'm going to just leave it the way it is, because technically everything else is correct. So we shall continue on from here for now, so I can at least show everyone how I did everything. Yeah, I'll just leave that like that for now. I'm not going to weld this part of the chassis yet. Or not weld, you know what I mean. Okay, so the lower frame rails just come straight off the back of that. But I'm also gonna have to extend them by one block because of the suspension being off. Okay, that took me way too long to figure out and realize. So yeah, now we've got room to make the cab move. And the cab also isn't attached at the moment. So, but yeah, I gotta bring that bar back out for that. Did I just leave that bar in for the steering? I think I did. Yeah, it just comes off the side. Okay. That's probably the wrong one, but whatever. There we go. Okay, so for the cab, the front hinge is simple. It is a half round, like that, on top of a plate. Oops. Come on. Really? Okay, everything else is locked together, so I can just grab it. There we go. Alright, so a half round on top of a plate like so to get the right height. And that is right on top of... what is it clipping through now? Yeah, it's right on top of the chassis, right under the front of the cab. So right there. And then the same on the other side, front of the cab, on top of the chassis. Lock those into... no, not yet. Then on the chassis itself, it's a half round with no plate. And then I need to grab a couple axles as well. Does that go to the inside or the outside? I think it goes, yeah, to the outside. So it's like it's supporting it better. There we go. And then I'll hinge this one there, just because it's more convenient at the moment. There we go. There's the front hinge. And then the rear is the same half round on the back of the cab with a coilover to make it springy. And this as well goes to the outside. Like so, with a gap space to allow the coilover to go through. For the extended cab with the sleeper, I just added 2 more coils. Or coilovers, I should say. And then they just mount directly to the chassis with a plate. Like so. Okay. This one goes to the outside, so. This one will go the opposite way. Oops. Okay, so did I put the pins? Yes, okay. Axle, pin, whatever. Oops. That's the wrong way. There we go. And now the cab is attached again. Whoopsies. There we go. Okay. Cab is now attached again. And everything should move how it is supposed to. I need to reattach the gearboxes. The front is attached, but the middle is not. Do I not? Oh, I attached that one on the bottom. So, I also need to change... I could just bring the gearbox out of this one. I changed them a little bit so that they had more support for the gears. And then it could come out for the lever. When I pull the gearbox out of this one, to swap it over, I will show it better. So I can unlock that. I just want to get all the mounts in place for when I do that. So these can all move out of the way. So that is actually that block. Let's turn it, bring it out to there, and there we go. That is now attached. What about the other side? Other side, I did normal. Except I need to, I think, narrow this beam as well. Yeah, I need to narrow that a little bit. There we go. Where'd the... Oh, there it is. There we go. Okay. And then there's a middle support down on the bottom that looks like everything... Oh, nope. This goes right for those two crown gears. Not crown gears, but yeah. This goes there. Up one. There we go. And then I need another one up here. Which would be this one, I think. Yep. That keeps all of that from flopping around. I don't want to lock them to the gearboxes themselves. I forgot. Or itself, whatever. Because then I can just swap out the gearboxes when I need to. And then the rest of this should be fine. Oops. I still need to figure out this bit. This gear is no longer needed. Okay, so gearbox comes out to that and then down instead of using these gears because it is more compact that way. This crossbar, this. I might as well just make this bit here while I can. Really? I'm gonna do that? There we go. I need a 4 long axle, I believe. And then one of them faces up and the other one faces down. Up and down. Oh, and that goes like so. And then this goes in here. Means I need to take that off, put that on, and there we go. That should be the end of... Yeah, okay. So that's where that bit of the chassis ends. And then these two supports come down here. Like so. I think it goes like that. Yeah. Really? Such a pain in the butt sometimes. Okay, so that goes on top of the beam I just put in, I think. Or hold on. I haven't put our beam across the bottom yet. So I can actually shorten this beam. Again. Oops. Put one across the end. put this on top. That should be correct. Yes. Awesome. I went a little overkill with this, as you can tell, but I think it just makes it look cooler. All of this can now be locked into position again. Oops. I mentioned in the last video, I spent like 5 minutes trying to figure this out. I moved the wheel back, so at some point off camera, I'm going to swap out the front end. So this gap isn't here and it's more accurate. Now I need the output for the clutches. I'm really hoping I can make this all fit. But I have a feeling it's not really going to fit. So I might have to try and move the gearbox up a little bit. To 32. That's a 24. What do I need? 24s or 32s? 24s. Awesome. Okay. So then there's a gear. And then clutch. And then another gear. I know there are clutches with gears on them, but they are too big. This clutch does 2000 torque, and then the clutch with the gear on it of the same size only does 1500 or something. Instead of putting the bar where it is, I'm going to move the bar back. Yeah, that goes on top of the frame rails. So I'm definitely going to have to figure out something for the drive shaft, because that is not enough space. I do have room to move all of this forwards a little bit. I can make that longer, move this bar forwards, shorten the sway bar lengths a little bit, which I will likely have to do to get even a tiny little drive shaft going. But it's better than nothing. Either way, I'm going to lock this into position. I will change the other truck to match this, because I think doing it this way works better and looks better than having it like this. That would then end here. And the adjustment part would have to be after this spot. But how short of a drive shaft can I get away with? Because technically I could just do something like this, but I won't have very much movement with the suspension. So I have to figure something out. Just while I'm thinking of it, I will add a couple more of these. Basically, my reason for doing this is, I said in the other video, yes, the clutch is supposed to be in front of the gearbox, but with this particular design and setup, whatever, it works better and smoother to have the clutches back here. And I need so many clutches because each clutch does 2,000 whatever the units of torque are. And the truck has somewhere around 16,000 units of torque. Each motor does 4,000 and there are 4 of them. So 4, 8, 16. And even with the 5 clutches, that's 2, 4, 6, 8. That's only 10,000. So I then need half rounds for these ones. And then I need to figure out how to attach that one again. Oh, just like that. Simple. Really? Why? Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to stick that there just to connect everything, so I can move it around and get parts unstuck. That one goes there. Two of these. But yeah, to continue on why I did it like this. Multiple clutches to handle the torque, and then the main power comes in through here, and then the gears split it off between all the clutches. So it comes into here, goes to these two power, 2 more on either side, and then these gears bring it back into the middle. It's way overdone, but unfortunately it's kind of what I had to do in order to make it work how I wanted it to. Okay. Ooh, and it all just like barely fits. Well, in this variant it kind of doesn't all fit, so I really need to figure something out. I will likely just push the gearboxes forwards by a block. Put gear on the back, the front, I guess. And then grab a couple of these to attach. Oops. Oops. There we go. Okay. So, once I move the gearboxes forwards, I can move the rest of it forwards as well. That out of the way. I will likely move the gearboxes forward off camera, and then continue where I am after that. And then I will also swap over the axle and hood and stuff off camera too. So, yeah. Well, actually, at this point, I can pretty much just adjust that truck to be more like this one again or something. I'll figure something out that doesn't push progress forwards too far, but puts everything to where I need it to be. I will put the couple things that need to go across the bottom as well. Which, the first one goes directly behind here. The next one goes here instead of that. Oops, there we go. The next beam is underneath. It's the one that's holding those on. So that one, and then so on. Okay. And then I need another support beam kinda there. I could also figure out a way to make this a little lighter, like using half rounds instead of a full length beam here. But that'll come after, so yeah. And then the big batteries fit in here. So yeah, that's all I have time for in this video. Like I said, I will do what I can to get them more alike and get this to all fit properly. It'll take a little bit to figure out how I want to do it. So, as usual, if you have any tips or tricks or questions, anything you want me to check out, feel free to leave it in the comments below. As always, hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.